right, hey, and welcome back. Thank you for joining us. Once again, this is the Englewood Enterprise Gallery Show, and as we like to call it, the Shy Rise Show. And remember, Shy Rise, not Chirac. And I got a wonderful guest with us today. This is Teny.
Hey, what's up?
All right, Teny Mishigian? Mishigian. Okay, yes. Wow, okay. So Teny, once again, is a fellow artist, as we like to network and talk about the work that different artists in the art community are engaged in, because there are many different levels to art and creativity. And as we like to say at the Englewood Enterprise Gallery, we like to use creativity to uplift humanity.
Absolutely.
So we like to, get a chance to talk to different artists and examine what their real passion is in the creative spectrum. But before I forget, once again, there we go. We are the Englewood Enterprise Gallery, located at our new address at 35th and Racine. And if you want to reach out, feel free to email us at enterprisegallery@gmail.com. That's enterprisegallery@gmail.com. And you can always check out our website, EnglewoodEnterpriseGallery.com. That's EnglewoodEnterpriseGallery.com. All right. Yes. So thank you once again for joining us, Teny.
Thank you for having me. It's an honor.
Yeah. So, Teny,
yes.
you're an artist and you are a dancer.
Correct.
All right. An actress.
Yes.
Okay. A model as well.
I can be.
Okay. I'm sure. Right. Well-rounded artist. So, as a dancer, what's your dance format?
So my predominant art form is based in hip-hop, but I infuse that with other forms. I grew up Armenian American, so I infuse a very ethnic background. I know how to belly dance. I enjoy Latin, so I infuse that in altogether.
Okay.
Yes.
So Latin, is that, like, what's the spectrum of the Latin dances?
Well, just basically like the moves. It could be reggaeton. It could be like a little bit of like the salsa and the twists and the turns. I just relate to other ethnicities, having parents that immigrated here, so I bring that into my love of hip-hop here. So
Cool. So Armenia.
Yes.
That's where your people are from, right?
That is where my people are from.
Okay, so where exactly is Armenia on the map?
So Armenia, they are their own people, please, people, okay? We're the ancient descendants of the Caucasus Mountains. That's where the term Caucasian comes from.
Interesting.
We are located in Asia. We are surrounded by our unfortunate enemies, Turkey. We have Georgia, Azerbaijan, and Iran. We're landlocked. We go back like 3,000 to 5,000 years. So, been through a lot, as you can probably understand.
Cool. Interesting. So, that's interesting, the history of the Caucasus Mountains.
Yes.
As well. So, which people, like, how many different groups of people are, like, from that region, or is it only one?
No, it's not only one. Anyone that lives across the Caucasus Mountains, like Georgians, Armenians, Azerbaijanis, that's where the term Caucasian actually originally comes from. Unfortunately, it was kind of messed up along the lines when it came to America, but it's just the ancient descendants of the Caucasus Mountains. So.
Okay. Yeah. Interesting. So, hip-hop,
yes,
and other dance styles. Now, as far as acting, what type of films have you been in and things like that?
So right now, I'm presently looking for an agent, but I have done a lot of underground film work from Detroit to Chicago. I studied art in the city of Detroit at the University of Detroit Mercy. I've done improv here, but I love any role. I love drama. I love being out of character. I love challenging myself to be outside of my realm.
Okay.
So I can do it all, but film to me has a very real quality, and it's something I'm very passionate about.
Got you.
Behind the camera. So.
Interesting. So improv, we hear, sometimes you hear the term improv.
Yes.
What exactly does improv mean?
So improv is basically coming off the top of your dome and just creating a scene for the audience that's funny, comical, believable, and entertaining at the same time. So it takes a lot of quick wit, and it takes a lot of saying yes with your counterpart who's an actor.
What do you think the ability to engage in improvisation, what does that do for character and somebody's quick-wittedness? Because it seems like you got to be kind of sharp on your toes to come up with stuff like that.
Well, you have to be extremely fast, but you have to be skilled enough with, like, you have to be able to connect with someone that you may not even like as an actor, period, point blank. You have to see them and be like, you know what, regardless if this person can act or not, I have to be able to connect with him or her within a span of like 5 to 10 seconds. So it really pushes you to bring it out of you. You know, that's where all the SNL characters came from, is improv backgrounds.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do, I think, like Second City as well. They do...
That's the original place of the birthplace of improv. You know, that's the #1 location.
Wow,
Yeah,
interesting.
that is true.
But that's not that's not the Chicago Second City, is it?
It is the Chicago Second
It
City.
is.
California is actually second, believe it or not.
Wow. Now, what
Yeah.
about there used to be an old TV show that had a lot of people that were doing
SNL.
improv.
You know, Chris Farley, all those people.
But Second City had like its own. Then wasn't it a Second City TV show?
That I'm not as familiar with, so don't school me on everything.
All right, I know, because I used to watch it. You know, in my youth, you know, stay up late and watch a bunch of people create characters and do funny stuff.
There is so much of that out there, but Chicago has a lot of art that people forget about, so I just like to bring that to their attention.
Yeah. Yeah, cool,
Yep.
cool.
Yep.
For those of you who don't know, I like to give a visual account of some of the great stuff that we do at the Englewood Enterprise Gallery and the different projects that we are involved with. So I'm going to play a quick video. Remember, right now, this is a live call-in show. All right, so you can always, if it's not, if you're watching it right now, feel free to give us a call at 312-738-1060. If you got some questions or some comments, feel free to give us a call. Meanwhile, check this out and let me know what you think.
Yes. Watch your language. Oh no, did I curse?
Yeah, we can hear that too.
Oh no. Oh, when she said watch your language. Yikes.
Yeah,
Oh boy. What'd I do? How much time I got?
I don't know, but they can still hear.
Oh yeah, of course. My apologies. I'm only human. Alright. This is dope though. What is it?
All right, and we are back. Actually, what that was is occasionally we put together trips like to Star of Rock and hiking trips and family trips and things like that to encourage getting out into nature, you know, expanding the way that we stimulate our thoughts, you know, being able to come out of our environment temporarily and see something different and see how that may stimulate our creativity. So I like to play that, you know, because it's always something inspirational, and we will actually be having some trips going out to Star of Rock coming up in the spring. So, you know, just to give you all a heads up, you can always stay tuned. You can get updates on our Facebook account, Englewood Enterprise Gallery, as well as our website. And since it's almost that time again, I might as well pull it up one more time. Englewood Enterprise Gallery at our new location on 35th and Racine, which happens to be the Bridgeport Arts Center, big artist loft building on 35th and Racine. And feel free to check out our website at EnglewoodEnterpriseGallery.com. That's EnglewoodEnterpriseGallery.com. Wow, this show has been pretty exciting thus far. You know, I am surprised and amazed. Yes. But on that note, I actually do have a brief announcement. Let me get my details straight. We got Queen Z, all right, you know, loyal family member of the Englewood Enterprise Gallery family. She's a performer and an artist, and she will be performing at Subterranean coming up
Zenobia
December 10th. Is that Tuesday, December 10th?
That's absolutely
That's a Tuesday. That's
Tuesday.
hip hop night. That's hip hop night, and then we're actually coming down to one of the last Tuesday hip hop nights that they have at Subterranean.
Oh, man.
That is. So why don't you tell me about that? Because I think that's something you've been there many a time. You're a loyal supporter of hip hop night.
So I'm a huge hip hop head, and I have a lot of friends who rap, who dance, who b-boy, who do all of that. So I have been going to Sub T for some time now. I just stumbled across it, and I walked in, and I was like, whoa, this is Chicago. This is Chicago talent, and to the MCs, like, they have done everything. Shadow and Annihilation, thank you. We will miss you, and we hope somehow you trickle back down in there, but they have given everyone a blessing. They have brought people together. They have instilled and inspired individuals and the youth, and they brought peace and love into the room. So it is a magical, beautiful place, and like 606 will absolutely be missed. Absolutely.
Yeah.
110.
They've been doing it for what? Is it 20 years? 10, 15?
You know what? You might even have to ask Queen Z. I thought they were on the 15th or 16th year.
Okay.
I might be off, and I don't want to be
21?
disrespectful. 21. See?
21
exactly.
years. 21 years. You know, consistently. Tuesdays. I think that's important because, you know, a lot of times people think that you have to build big grand things and create grand things in order to make change and positively influence people. But a lot of times we overlook the small things that remain consistent over time. You know, that's an institution that artists in that particular genre have looked forward to being a part of. You know, a phenomenon, if you will, for many, many years, and really to see it come to an end is unfortunate. But of course, nothing lasts forever.
Right.
You know, nothing lasts forever.
That's what Nas said.
And energy is neither created nor destroyed. It just changes form. So I'm sure the energy that they shared with the multitudes will continue to reverberate throughout, you know, the eons, if I get scientific for a minute.
I like it. Get scientific.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Don't egg me on. All right. So, the Englewood Enterprise Gallery Shy Ride Show. Man, this is an awesome show. Let me see if we have any more announcements. So, we talked about, you know, they're coming to an end, the 606 hip-hop format at Sub T.
It's a tough pill to swallow.
Yeah. Now that the hip-hop heads are going to have to find somewhere else to have hip-hop church at, right?
I mean, that's what Chicago needs, and it's unfortunate there's not more venues for that because the youth thrives in that place, and that's real Chicago hip-hop. That's underground hip-hop. That's storytelling, and there's so many talented individuals that walk in and out of that room. I pray that, you know, they can find another space for it.
Yes.
And I know that they will.
What about the other elements of hip hop? Are you in on the graffiti scene or any?
You know, I'm not in on it. I have seen it all around the city. I used to be an Uber driver, but I used to drive around and find myself in places and take pictures of like walls and murals of graffiti. But it's breathtaking, the talent that's in the city.
Yes.
In all elements of hip hop. You know what I mean? And in the graffiti world too. So.
Cool.
Yeah.
Interesting. Talking about graffiti, there was something else I was going to ask you.
Ask away.
It slipped my mind. It'll come back to me. But while I think about
does.
while I think about it, I do have one more video I wanted to share. Speaking of graffiti, actually, there is a major art event, an art phenomenon that takes place in Miami. It happens in different parts of the world called Art Basel. And I just happened to stumble up on it last year when I took a trip to Miami at the end of December. And I was really amazed because it's like an art mecca, and you had artists who came from as far as Europe, from as far as Australia, graffiti artists, fine artists, jewelry artists, and they overtook the city of Miami. And there was another event that took place that we actually have here in Chicago dealing with graffiti artists called Meeting of the Stiles. Right? So they had a Meeting of the Stiles, but it was there in Miami. And I just took a few little video clips and wanted to archive how magnificent the artwork was that the artists were doing there. So I'm going to play a short video clip.
Please do.
Yeah, please feel free to call in if you got some thoughts, some ideas, or some concepts, and give me your feedback. Englewood Enterprise Gallery. In 3, 2, 1. All right, yeah, Art Basel. That was very interesting, you know. And it was like I made it there, and around every corner there was a group of artists working on a mural on the side of a building, all over the place. So it was very interesting. And then while we were watching the video, I actually remembered what I was going to ask you.
Yes.
Since we were talking about hip hop, it reminded me of hip hop's closest distant cousin, which is poetry.
Ooh, yes.
And we were talking about poetry earlier today, and you're also a poet, right?
Well, yes. You definitely asked if I was a rapper, and I was like, not quite. I've done spoken word and definitely have just written poetry since I was a child. I used to write story plays, and I studied poetry in college, so it's a definite passion of mine, and that is definitely very closely associated with the hip-hop culture, because that's what real hip-hop is. Yes, it's in the beat, but it's also in the storytelling ability, which is based on truth. So
interesting. So your poetry, or you know, in your poet life, which is separate from you know, dancing, actress, and model.
Yeah.
You know, some people keep their poetry life secret.
Right.
So have you ever actually done spoken word at an open mic or anything like that?
I have. I actually remember I was studying theater in Detroit, and I went to a local coffee shop and did a whole thing based on a very bad ex situation, but it brought out so much passion and so many people related to it, but it was very inspiring, and I do want to put these poems and put them into music somehow, some way. You know, I don't have that background to writing music, but I know that poetry and music are very, like, closely related. So,
Yes. Interesting. So, what do you think when you were writing poetry heavy? What was
pain. No, for
you
real.
knew what I was going to ask, right? What was your inspiration?
Pain.
Okay.
Or pleasure, or both of them, like, simultaneously.
Yeah.
I think that a true artist, they don't know any other way but producing art, because if you don't produce it, or at least I or many artists like myself, we become depressed, closed off, crazy. So when you are able to put that art out there, you're able to, like, breathe, actually. So I think breathing through pain, breathing through emotion, breathing through love, breathing through a moment makes you feel, like, humane again.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Cool. That's heavy. Quite
It is a little
poetically
bit, right?
spoken,
Was that
right?
too heavy?
You know, off the top of the head, I thought you didn't freestyle. So I had another question, because we did mention this a couple of times, as well as outside. I think we talked about community development, and I've heard you mention the youth several times. So do you do anything in the ways of community development or working with young people, or have you?
I'm gonna be honest here. I haven't done enough one-on-one with the youth in Chicago. I've been there supporting events. I've been there supporting friends of mine who have given back to the community, buying them gifts for holidays, for Christmas, for back to school. I haven't personally done it, but I'm always there to support it, and I would like to do more. I've done enough in my Armenian community, but I do want to give back more in Chicago. I would love to be there. I would love to support anyone who is out there doing what they do, and I know there's people who have given their life, their time, blood, sweat, and tears to the city and to the youth, and I honor and respect that. But I would continue to
Cool.
support it.
Well, maybe when we have our youth mentoring program
Please
come
invite
back
me.
up,
Please
yeah,
invite
we
me.
love to have you involved, because
Yeah.
you have a lot of the positive, a lot of positive
Definitely.
words to speak that you could share with some other young people.
Definitely.
Definitely. Once again, before we get out of here, this is the Englewood Enterprise Gallery at our new location on 35th and Racine. Please feel free to send us an email if you want to reach out and connect the dots at enterprisegallery@gmail.com. That's enterprisegallery@gmail.com. And don't forget to like us on Facebook and hit our our website, www.englewoodenterprisegallery.com. And before we get out of here, I'm going to play one more video for you to take a look at of some of the the awesome stuff that we have going on.
Yes.
All right, yes, one more time. Let me make sure I stop that video right quick. Just give me a couple seconds. And I don't think I did.
Still dope though what they're doing.
Yeah, that was nice too, right?
Artistry.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. So we only got a couple minutes left before they come run us up out the studio for various reasons. But before we get out of here, would you like to share any parting words with us? Drop some more poetic knowledge on us, and
I will say this.
Yes.
Follow me at Teny 10, Teny 10. I am that girl that you see walking down the street, dancing everywhere. If you see me on the train, on the CTA, I've had buses stop for me. I am a dancer. Follow me. Let's work together. Let's create art. Let's support the youth and Can TV. And thank you so much for having me.
Yes,
Queen
yes.
Zenobia, I'm going to see you on Tuesday, though.
Now, we got a little bit more time, and that does bring me to another question
Let's get
that
it.
was just sparked.
Let's get it.
What would you say, are there any healing effects to dance? It is exercise.
110%.
What?
110%.
Yes.
You are transmitting a feeling, a thought, an emotion, an idea, or a problem, anything through an aesthetic fashion. And I'll literally be home, walking home from work, just feeling a song, literally in my work clothes with my work bag, food in my hand, and I'll be dancing, and like a bus will stop for me. People in the restaurant will start Snapchatting me. You know why? Because music and dance makes people feel alive, and we need to have more of that art being shown publicly in Chicago. You know how in New York they're always dancing on the train? We should be doing that in the Chi.
Wow.
I say Chi-Town stand up. I'm not from here originally, but I've lived here long enough to know a thing or two. Let's bring the arts out.
Yeah.
And let's explode and show them what the Midwest can do.
That's what's up. I like that. I appreciate you coming
Yes,
out.
it
Most
was
definitely.
such a
It's been awesome,
pleasure.
Teny.
Oh my God,
Teny
thank
10 at, what's that,
No,
Instagram?
It's just at Teny.
Oh, at Teny 10.
Yeah, the number 10.
All right, cool. Well, it's been a blast. We're going to have to do this again one
I would
day.
love to.
Long live hip hop, and thank you for
Yes.
joining us.
What up?
Peace.